Here we are. Unscripted. Another one. Another one. Man, it's finally here. J. Cole has finally. Oh, man. J. Cole has finally announced the Fall Off album coming February 6th. My birthday 2 days before that. So it's going to be a wonderful gift from hip hop to me, right? It's something I would have said as a J. Cole fan a couple years back. But I'm going to be very honest with you. I am not a man named Philip. Now, Philip is my boy. That's my brother. And he is a J. Cole fan. I was once a big J. Cole fan. And I still respect the boy. That man's pen game is immaculate. Honestly, it's probably something that, the casuals thought couldn't be played with, couldn't even be touched. But there was a chip in that armor not too long ago. We all know what we're talking about. He dropped a song called Track 2 off Disc 2 of The Fall Off. The Fall Off will be a 2-disc album, a double album. Who would have expected some like that, right? Now, this is 10 years in the making. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm scared to death. Why am I scared to death? J. Cole is that man, yo. J. Cole's that dude. You know what I mean? And it's like, when you do anything in this life, you got to be 100%. You got to be perfect. The 7 golden letters. But it's like, the minute you do something, the minute something happens, you are now a villain. You're no longer that guy. You're just, you're fuddle. You're pebbles. You was once this giant boulder. You was once this impenetrable mountain. But now you are just rubble. If you make one mistake. And to be quite honest with you, the Fall Off, I'm so scared, bro. This track was decent. This track was fire, but it's like, I'm a bit scared. I'm going to be very honest. Let's do it. Let's do the basics first. Excuse me. I just ate. Off rip, you just listening? This is a 9 out of 10 off just raw. Like, this is a great hip hop song. Honestly, this is probably one of J. Cole's better songs, in my opinion. You got storytelling. You got his perspective on life, literally in reverse. And he does a great job telling it. In reverse, he starts off from his death. He goes on to him receiving an award for Verse of the Year over 60 years prior to said death. Him noticing his son's growth, then going back into the womb, understanding that maybe he has to sacrifice so much for the music. He's picking the music over certain things with his child. The child's back in the womb. Should he go up with the marriage with his girl? That's hard, real life stuff. But here's my problem, I guess, right? That's hard off a surface level listen. The bars is fire. Adhere to the curses. Da, 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 da. Fire. The bars immaculate. I just guess, like, the subject matter to me kind of gets a bit dull when it comes to J. Cole. Like, all right, we get it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's like a really beautiful burger, but it tastes like nothing. Like, I get it. You rapping your life in reverse, hard off surface level, but it's just like, all right. But what about these things? He didn't say like an alternate path or like what would happen if what? It was just him saying that, like, yo, this is my life. I passed away. I'm a dead ass say like 80. Cause he said 60 years in the past I get my verse. I don't know if he's like 20 or 30. Then he sees his child, but he doesn't say much about his son. Like, what if he like abandoned him or how his son feels about him? He doesn't say much about the wife being like, what would happen to her if they didn't get married, or how he'd be if or like, nothing like that. It was just like, yo, I'm a real rapper, I'm real. You know what I mean? Like in reverse, like it was cool, but okay. Like, is there a little bit more? Which is, I guess, my problem. Because if you're going to do this for 2 discs, right? That's a lot of music. That's a lot of music, bro. 2 discs is a lot of music. If this is track 2, that means I had to go through one album to get hit. Like, that's a lot of music, yo. So it's like, I hope the subject matter, I honestly hope the subject matter is there. I hope the bars are gonna be there. Like, I don't know how to explain it, man. I really don't know how to explain J. Cole sometimes, bro. Like, his bars, the way he puts this shit together is fire. Just the topic that he talks about, sometimes he repeats it too much, but he doesn't go a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you rapped about your life in reverse, which is a hard concept, but you didn't say, like, what if you didn't get the verse of the year? You just said you got verse of the year, which, by the way, which verse are we talking about? Is this a verse coming off the fall off? That's hard. Like, are you talking about you got an award for the verse that's coming up that we didn't hear yet? Is that what you about to do 2026? Like, is this album about to be that? Or is this something that happened before? Because I looked it up. Maybe I didn't look it up. But when did he win verse of the year? So we're praying for that. I'm waiting to hear that verse of the year. Boom. The whole, like, pregnancy thing, fire. But it's like, damn, that's kind of, you know what I mean? And then seeing, I don't know, bro. But off the verse alone, like, it's hard. Like, it's 9 out of 10. But, like, when you start thinking about it, like, oh, what is he really trying to say? He's just freestyling. He's just, like, saying his pen and all that with you. But it's also, like, if you're going to talk about your life in reverse, you started off with death and then verse of the year, something that we didn't even hear yet. Like, what else? What else? You know what I mean? I'm going to talk a little bit more about something, right? And this is going to hear me out. My girl came over yesterday. I showed her the joint, and I compared J. Cole to Westside Gunn. Westside Gunn right now has been, like, my top artist for a good minute. He's in my new, you know what I'm saying? Now, J. Cole and Gunn both use similar beats in terms of their style. Like, J. Cole would drop this song, and then the next 5 songs would probably sound just like it. And we all know Gunn is famous for the same beat pattern, but over a different sample, which is like, for some, they might get annoyed. For me, I eat that up. Like, pause. That's hard. I have a whole playlist of the same beat pattern with different samples. That's hard because he raps the way Westside Gunn raps. You're gonna hear a new reference. You're gonna hear something new. You're gonna hear new something. The only thing Westside Gunn that's consistent is, like, bragging, and that's hard. He bragged different each time. When the last time you had sand on your feet? When the last time you was at a beach? Like, that's hard. And then you ever parked the Lambo? Like, what? I never did that, Gun. Stuff like that. Like, but it's different every time. Where it's like with Cole, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of the same. So I just pray that with the fall off, it's the topics that he loves talking about, but deeper. And I hope he does, hear me out with this one, more beat switches or something else alongside his rapping with the instrumentals, if that makes sense. Because I know he has one song where if you listen to it in reverse, it's another song. That's hard. Like, do that on one whole song. You know what I mean? Like, do that. Like, Gunn would have a beat the first time, some crazy, like, sample in the middle, and then whole new song, same song. Like, that's hard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This is my raw rant, just straight up. Like, I was like, let me just record this right now because Philip got to hear it. And Philip, to the 4 of you watching, see, 2, me and Philip, I'm gonna be honest. Good song, good concept, just not deep enough. But I know it's there. And for this to be track 2 of disc 2, that means this is gonna be 20 plus. This is gonna be 14 plus. And I know J. Cole's not gonna give me a 7-track album and then a 5-track album. You know what I'm saying? I know this is gonna be like 20 songs. That's scary because that means that means your filler has to be hard. Your filler cannot just be filler. I do not want to explore the village trying to figure out what's under Kakashi's mask. I want every episode of us trying to save Sasuke and us fighting the Sound for the nerds. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you watch Naruto, that got mad filler. Let's go rescue Sasuke. Let's go fight Kimimaro. Let's go fight the Sound 4. Let's go do that. Like, I don't want to see no filler. I need every song to smack harder than, like... I need them songs to smack harder than, like, 3 toddlers, 11 o'clock at night, fresh out of bed. Like, them niggas got mad energy. Tell them neighbors, put them kids to bed, yo. I need that shit to be hard. To conclude, song is great. Fire song. Love how he's rapping. Don't necessarily care for the surface level of it, besides the concept of rapping in reverse. Fire. But you know what I mean? So J. Cole, if you listening, 10 years in the making, love it, but at the same time, give me a little bit more, because if this is your final album, I need to hear what J. Cole really like. I need to hear that. I need to hear that. You know what I mean? Like and subscribe. Talk to you later, Sweater Boy, Sweater Scott King. J. Cole to Fall Off, February 6th.